Hi everyone, this is CherryEnchantress, and this is your daily dust for Black Friday if you're watching in real time and you're in the United States or someplace that celebrates this day. But yes, call it Black Friday because it's the big sales day after Thanksgiving. Woohoo! You know, if you want to check my reading yesterday, The Outer World was kind of a dark message, but it was also about, to me, it's like over importance and consumerism. So I'm just saying, keep everything in balance. That's just a little personal message, but let's see what your day is going to be like for this day, November 29th. We have two different decks. The Tarot de la Nuit and the Inversion Tarot are my two black decks. So Tarot de la Nuit is actually saying, I think it's French for Black Tarot, or it could be the Tarot of the Night. But let's take a looky for your inner world, which just represents things that will be happening on a more personal level than the outer world, which is a more impersonal, something that could affect you but maybe not, something that could trickle down to you but probably not, or who knows, you know. But this one is supposed to be what could happen to you, or a message about clues or things to be aware of. So let's see. I'm going to take 3. In the middle, we have the Knight of Swords. Very nice. Yeah, I'm holding this deck upside down. Okay. Usually that, if I'm doing that, then it means most of the cards, yeah. Okay. Let's see what else. Ooh, Page of Wands. Looks like a possible romance here. And Queen of Swords. Very interesting. So we have a Knight and a Queen of Swords. They're from the same suit. So to me, that could represent like-minded people, kindreds of sorts, twin flames, soulmates. And this Page of Wands, page is representing communication. So let's zoom on in and see what else we get. So when I usually start from the basics. Page is meaning communication, youth, students, learning, things like that. Knights represent action, going for it, determination. Queens represent the feminine and all the qualities the feminine has. Then I go to the suits. The Page of Wands would be about something enthusiastic. The Knight of Swords would be something, an action towards a thought, a thought-provoking idea that makes somebody take action. And the Queen of Swords, similarly, in her thoughts, kind of cool, calm, collected. But I always also like to refer to the book a little bit, especially when the images are so unique. This particular image of this lady is very intense, and I just was wondering, what is the artist thinking? What is the author thinking? So let's find out. The thing that's cool about this deck is like it's somebody speaking to you, and this is saying a night to begin. I love beginnings and new adventures. I love life. I love nature. I love freedom. I love variety. I love bringing some unexpected but welcome news. Maybe I'm a bit inexperienced, but who cares? Enthusiasm is my wisdom, and my will to grow makes my spark. I don't fear dark forests. They're just part of the way. No big deal. I know I can trust my inner power. You should do the same. Start afresh. Don't fear the night. Protecting elves will always be at your side. I know they will. The world needs your creative ideas, don't you see? So be spontaneous and sure of yourself. Don't waste too much time on making useless plans. Follow your passion and hit the road. So that's exactly your message for today. And it could be in reference to a connection you're having with somebody, or any approach you're having today. Or I feel like it could be friendships too, or parts of yourself. But the ultimate goal here, I think the ultimate message is leaning into this newness, this freshness, this potential, this enthusiasm and spontaneity. And ultimately, this is saying you're going to have some good news. So that's a happy, helpful message. So who's this pertaining to? Like, pertaining to what? Like, is it pertaining to your romance? Let's find out what the Knight of Swords wants to say. The Knight of Swords is charge forth and brave knight. He's saying, if you come to cross my path, know that I won't let anything or anyone stop me. The wild power of my white wolf and black crow run through my veins. Danger is a detail that I care not about. There's only one road possible, and it has to lead me to victory. Compassion or softness are not my concern at the present moment. I want to reach my goals, whatever the consequence may be. I feel you're on the same crusade. You have this quest to accomplish, and there's no stopping you. Maybe there will be collateral damages. So what? No grail can be found by staying put and quiet. So go on, move further and further, and let no wind ever slow you down. Don't rest until you've won. This gives me Jon Snow vibes, right? Winter is coming, but it feels so like a majestic energy, like fighting for a really good cause. And I feel like there could be a dynamic duo here fighting for a good cause and a positive, this message is saying, yes, use your passion, go for it, that go for it energy. Interesting, in the suits, a lot of times there is a similarity between the wands and the swords when it comes to going for things. The sword's energy is a forceful energy as well. It comes from a different sort of area, but it's still similar. Like wands is passion, but swords is force in a way. It's kind of interesting, but it's nonstop. And I love this description. It sounds very fixed, almost like fixed signs. But in the fixed signs is Aquarius, which is a fixed sign in air. So yes. And so the Queen of Swords is saying, the sword being my scepter. The sword I hold reminds me not to get caught in swirling emotions. It protects me from overwhelming feelings. I want to keep my ability to judge things or people without being sentimental. I care about my subjects, but you won't find me indulgent with them. For I feel like this is two of the same person. Like there's a side that's cool, calm, collected, not wanting to get too emotional or overreact in a situation to keep her cool, but there's that inner passion inside of her that definitely wants to go for it. And so maybe that is the right approach, but like stay cool on the exterior. I think that's also a good idea. Save your empathy and compassion for later. This is not what you want to be focused on today. To please me, you rather must use your logic and common sense. And I want to be frank and efficient in words and deeds. Softness or sentimentality are not what my queenness is about. This is a very independent energy, clear judgment, controlled emotions, using logic, straight honesty. If you are like out and about in the world, I feel like most of the interactions you're going to have are going to be like good messages from people, good energy. You may want to you may have to deal with other people who are a little bit more forceful or are more active oriented, but you're going to stay kind of cool under pressure. And that's your message. And I'm going to move on to the next one, which is your outer world. All right. So the Inversion Tarot, which is not just a black deck, it's a black and white deck, but you can't like just have black. Let's see. And I did color the edges black myself. Let's see what we get today for your outer world. All right, I'm gonna take 3 from the middle. We have the Hermit, nice. The Emperor. And the 5 of Cups. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and do like a little political message because I've been liking doing that. It makes me happy. Let me zoom in even more. So we have the Hermit, the Emperor, and the 5 of Cups. I feel like so the Hermit has been hiding, or not hiding, but this is kind of like undercover energy. This is a person that's been gaining knowledge secretly, introvertedly, more to themselves. Whoever this is somebody who has a certain amount of knowledge. And they're bringing this information to the Emperor, and the Emperor has a poor reaction, which kind of reminds me, it really sounds a little bit like some already news that's already been in the news. So let's just say that President-elect was visited by the new NATO head of NATO, and this person, I forgot his name, but anyway, it doesn't matter. NATO head, because we're trying not to use names too much anyway. So he was visited by him at his home, and this person has a reputation for being kind of no nonsense and very tough. And it also was said that there was an ambulance that day at the Emperor's home, but there's mixed information about who was in that ambulance, so I'm not going to say if it was the Emperor or not. Some other people said it was not. But I do feel the general energy behind the Emperor is disappointed or sad or upset or worried. Just feel like there's this feeling of, nope, this doesn't seem like it's gonna work out to my favor. I feel it's like bummed. It's like, why can't I just be king and have a good old time? Why can't I be an emperor? Why can't people just do what I tell them to do? Why does there have to be resistance? Why is all this happening to me? It's like, I remember, so grief, sorrow, mourning, a loss, disappointment, regret, or upset about past occurrence. So yeah, I feel like this is that past occurrence, crying over spilt milk, depression, prolonged gloom. And so it is this person feeling gloomy and not particularly happy on this day. And I'm feeling like, and maybe he's not even like going to Thanksgiving dinner or something, or maybe he's not. Well, okay, so today is Thanksgiving, by the way. Happy Thanksgiving. But I'm reading for the next day, which is Black Friday. And so I am getting this impression that, what else was I seeing? It's kind of like this feeling like after all this, after everything I did, I'm still not happy. He's constantly giving me that energy. Still disappointed, still unhappy. He's the worst winner that I've ever known. I mean, he's like the example of being a terrible winner. And I feel like the Hermit, it could be a variety of people. It doesn't necessarily have to be that person. What was I hearing? And then it went out of my head. So the Hermit here is very spiritual. The Hermit is going into introspection and gaining insight. They're seekers, you know. They have spiritual insight and wisdom, and they also look for guidance. And they also look for mentorship, and they choose solitude and choose to be alone. And I feel like it also represents Virgos too. It feels like somebody who really's done a lot of research and gained a lot of insight, but it's more of a spiritual thing. It's like you know, talking to your guides kind of thing. So somebody's like talking to their guides, you know. I mean, political figures can also practice spirituality as too, and it doesn't have to be this kind. It could be like their religions and things. They could be seeking guidance from other people to figure out what to do in this situation. But there's something where I feel like the emperor, even though he feels that he's got it all, like he's sitting there on his throne, he's never going to really be king. They're not going to let him, you know. Nobody's going to let him be king. We swore to never have kings here. That was what our fight was all about for the United States, you know. We're about being free and independent. And so yeah, I feel like there's just a big disappointment. I feel like a pessimism, a general pessimism, a general depression about the outcome of things. And I kind of was feeling his health not doing so well, but we'll see. We'll see. There's more to come. It's just Black Friday's kind of a gloomy day for him, I feel. And maybe it could be him, it could be somebody else. I don't think it's for you per se. If this was like your out, you know, like your inner world reading, this would be just kind of like you could be contemplating your connection with a divine masculine or your divine self inside, and feeling mixed emotions about it, you know, like feeling a little sad about it. There could be somebody out there could be experiencing a loss, or if it's not your personal loss, then there's a loss of somebody else's experiencing a loss, and you feel their pain. Like you could be in your own world, doing your own thing, meditating. Probably not. Some of you who are watching are not out shopping and facing the rat race, that's for sure, like me. But you could be feeling real connected to your divine masculine and feeling sorrow for them or with them about some kind of loss that they might have had. So I know how that feels. Like if you're really connected with your person, sometimes, especially twin flames, can cry for each other, you know. Like I cry when somebody's having feelings and I don't know where the tears are coming from, but they happen, you know, the tears happen. And so I feel like it's kind of like when twins, you know, twins that have never met, you know, can sort of feel each other across the world even, and they've said that about mothers and children too. Like when your child is going through pain, you feel the pain too. There's a lot of this remote energy between people psychically, and I think the hermit may be representing that remote connection with people, that remote psychic energy and feelings. You know, you can remotely feel sensual with them, you can remotely feel pain with them, you can remotely feel lots of things with the person that you're connected with. So especially if you know that you're in a twin flame relationship, try to keep your energy high and bright so you can send them some bright energy as well. And so that's a good way to put this. Keep your energy high and bright. And I hope you like that. Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust.